I just wait for people to join. Let's see who joins the live today. I'm just on the train. Decided to just do a random. Hey guys, still waiting for more people to join the stream, so let's wait a little bit. But today's discussion is going to be debunking the anti-immigration propaganda in this country. You know, the right-wingism that's on the rise. But I'll be right there. Let's wait a little bit. Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the stream. Let's wait a little bit. Just wait like 2 more minutes for people to join, and then we'll start talking about today's topic. I got a lot to go over, and I'll be talking about this in a future video as well. I want to talk about immigration, okay? We'll talk about immigration. So I got 3 people it shows. Guys, let me know who you are. Leave a comment in the chat. Let me know who you are. We're gonna talk about something really good today. Trust me. I got a bunch of inspiration in my mind today. I was like, here's some topics I want to talk about. So I was like, you know what? I'm on a train. I got 30 minutes before I make it to Long Island. Might as well do a live stream. Talk about the Trump mania and the insanity going on. But yeah, let's start in about 30 seconds. Just wait a little bit. Let me give a sip of my coffee and then I'll be good to go. Well, let's be honest. When it comes to talking shit on capitalism, I don't need coffee. I need simply someone to ask me a question. I merely need someone to ask me a question. Hey, why is capitalism bad? I'm like, okay, hold on to my coffee. 5 hours later, oh, okay, now I see why capitalism is really bad. Yeah, okay. I don't need anybody. I mean, I don't need anything. I just need people to be like, listen, break down capitalism, debunk why capitalism is bad. And then I'll just go into it. Boom, nonstop fucking automation of information machine. That's what I am. But if I had an audience, people who want to listen to me, that's where it counts. But this is why I make these videos. People can always come back and check the video and see what I talked about. But yeah, so, you know, so the Trump insane anti-immigration thing has already begun. So they're going crazy right now. They're going crazy, berserk, with the whole deportation thing. They're already deporting people all over the country, you know, putting them on like military airplanes to send them to Colombia and shit. It's just insanity what's going on. And I want to just talk about the different aspects of the anti-immigration bias and the anti-immigration mentality that's going on, rising up in this country, you know? I mean, look, man, I'm an immigrant. My parents immigrated to this country. This is a country of immigrants. The United States is a country of immigrants. So to be anti-immigrants and to think that they're ruining this country is absolutely absurd, especially when we look at the facts, okay? Forget about my feelings or your feelings. Look at the information, okay? Statistically, native people who are born in this country, like white Americans, people who are born in this country, they commit far more crimes than immigrants. Okay, 1. 2, the immigrants who come to this country, they're some of the hardest working people who pay taxes. They contribute to the economy a lot, you know. So for Trump, basically Trump, he's so moronic, you know, and you have to be a complete idiot to buy into this guy's nonsense, blaming immigrants for everything. It's just classic scapegoatism, right? They're just scapegoating the problems of society, putting the blame on immigrants, putting it on trans people, putting it on, I don't know, other countries, instead of looking at the true enemy within. You know, he talks about the enemy within. Okay, who's the true enemy within? Who's the true enemy within? Is it not the billionaires? Is it not the robber barons? Is it not the corporations who've been pretty much gutting this country dry, reducing minimum wage, taking away workers' rights, installing right-wing totalitarian measures to survey us, right, to observe our behaviors, and then installing more cameras and police measures, and increasing the police state budget, inflating the government's military budget, instead of putting the money where it should be: healthcare, education, affordable housing, those things. Like, this country is really, like, rapidly and very quickly riding off the tracks. We're really, like, Trump's gonna accelerate the destruction. It's gonna be good for the world to see, America for what it truly is, the United States for what it truly is. But on the other side, as we all know, every empire, as it's collapsing, becomes more vicious, more violent, and more aggressive. So we're living in very dangerous times. But the goal is to educate people, right? One, like I said, native-born people who are born in this country, natural citizens, are more likely to commit crimes, right, than immigrants. Two, immigrants work hard. Immigrants contribute to the economy. They pay taxes. Three, just even like talking about like borders and disputing the border and like immigration, like a really intelligent comment somebody made a long time ago. It was like, we didn't cross the border up north. The border came to us. The United States, upon its formation, the U.S. started expanding its territory, just like every empire does, right? Colonization 101. They started taking land from north and south. They took land from Mexico. New Mexico, what we call New Mexico right now, we used to be, guess what? It used to be part of Mexico. And we took parts of Mexico. We colonized all the surrounding islands. In Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, they're colonies of the United States. They were colonized. And I would argue they are still colonies of the United States. I mean, if you look at it, really, yeah, they're subservient to us. They're subservient, They don't produce a lot of their own things. They import things, like DR has such a good tropical climate for growing crops, yet they import like produce into their country. It's absolutely absurd, So anyway, I'm taking some of my. You guys have some comments. Let me know. Drink my coffee real quick. Oh, somebody said no, we are not. Like no, we are not. What? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, so like with revamping my channel, I will be posting a lot more frequent, and I know like YouTube, I think is for sure like demoting me, because my live streams used to get like thousands of views. I used to get 20, 30,000 views per live stream. So it's kind of crazy, right? When we think about it, it's kind of crazy. I think because maybe it's because I put some copyright content on there, but I don't know. Maybe it's something else. But I think they just pretty much shadow ban most channels that are like trying to put out good information out there. Like, forget about my channel. Like, look at Peter Joseph's channel. His channel is probably the best channel in the world right now, as far as solutions. But he's got what? He's got the same amount of subscribers as I do. It's absolutely shameful. It's disgusting. That channel should have millions of subscribers. Millions. Anyway. My friend's calling me. My friend called me. I'm like, listen, I'm doing a live stream. Why don't you hop on the live stream? If you want to say something, just leave a comment. Be like one of the 2 people who are my fans, Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it that I don't have a big following, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, you look at the world, you look at the history of humanity, the dumbest ideas gain traction the most. Think about it, right? The dumbest, most elitist, establishment-preserving ideas are the most popular. The most intelligent, well-thought-out solutions are the least popular, usually, right? The crowd is usually wrong. The masses are wrong. It always takes individuals like you and I, people who can think for themselves, to come up with solutions to the world's problems and actually advocate for a better understanding of reality. I mean, let's go back to Galileo, right? Let's go back to the time of Galileo. Galileo was against the Roman Catholic Church, saying that the earth is not the center of the universe. And that was strictly went against the religious teachings of the church, which had so much power at that time, right? So, you know, if it's not for regular people like you and I standing up and speaking out and advocating for solutions and advocating for a better social system, who's going to do it? You think the establishment's going to do it? You think the power structure is going to do it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it comes down to people like you and I to advocate for solutions. And oh boy, do I have a lot to talk about that when it comes to that. We have to talk about like restructuring our economy, city design, more socially humane and environmentally sustainable practices and like cultural understandings. We have to evolve every aspect of our society. We are so fucking behind. We are so behind, you know, in our understandings of the world. I always say this, like, a mathematics or like a physics textbook of like, I don't know, 5-6 months ago is outdated by today's standards. So if a physics textbook of like a year ago is outdated by today's standards, yet we have a social and economic system that has not been updated for 12,000 years. Think about that, right? Think about that. Next time somebody tells you capitalism is a good system, tell them, so we want a new car every year. We want a more updated cell phone every year. We want a new like physics textbook, and we're updating our scientific database every few months or every few weeks. Yet, we have a highly elitist, establishment-preserving ideology of capitalism, an economic system, and a social system that has not been updated for 12,000 years. How insane is that? Hey, Dolce Delore, what's up, man? Dolce. Hey, where do I know you from? Welcome to my stream. Thankfully, I'm like in a part of the train where there's nobody here, so I'm not bothering anybody to talk about this. But it's the only time I had today to do a live stream because I'm about to go to construction work with my uncle, and then after that, I don't know what's gonna happen. I got something to do all the way throughout the day, so this is a good time to talk about capitalism. You guys, let me know what you want me to talk about, but I was going to talk about the whole Trump phenomenon and debunking the whole anti-immigrant bullshit, you know. One thing, by the way. Why do Mexicans want to come up north? Why do people in Latin America want to come to the United States? Maybe because economic. Maybe their economies have been bankrupted, right, and hijacked. So a main reason why so many people from the South, Latin America, want to come up north to the United States is because, guess what? The United States, the colonial policies of the United States of overthrowing their economies, installing dictators, right-wing fascist dictators, you know, having the big banks like launder money for the drug cartels in those countries to increase crime and destroy their communities, destroy their economies. That is one major reason why they come up north to the United States. So if you want those people to not leave and come up north, maybe stop destroying their economies, maybe stop destroying their societies, and then they will be okay with where they are, okay? Like, I've not met a single person from Latin America, and by the way, I work in construction, I work with people with like El Salvador, Ecuador, Honduras, Mexico, all these different countries in Latin America. I've got to know many people from those countries, working side by side with them, and every one of them tells me, listen, I'm only here to send money back to my family back home. I'm only here to help people back home, you know? Yeah, so like, they're only here because they want to send money down south to their family. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. They would rather be at in their own country, in their homeland, spend time with their families, you know? Sure, Eugene, you want me to talk about? Sure, I'll talk about how capitalism leads to fascism. Okay, very good topic. So, first of all, in a world where our technology allows us to have the production and distribution methods to really have an abundance of resources, right? Like in today's world, modern manufacturing, right? Modern technology allows us to have an abundance of resources, okay, at our disposal. Food, shelter, material goods, all those things are in abundant supply, an abundance. If you question that, I mean, go to the shopping mall, go to the grocery store, the shelves are completely fully stocked. Okay, so in that kind of a world where we have the technological capacity to meet people's needs, yet we have an economic system that says, you know what, even though we can meet people's needs, you still have to work for a living. Even though we have enough food to feed everybody, that food cannot be given to you until you have some excuse, have some justification for your existence to have a job to buy that thing. That in and of itself is a fascistic, that in and of itself is a totalitarian, ultra-fascistic ideology. Okay? The idea that you are forced to work a job, which most people hate their job, right? 80% of people, last time I checked, the Gallup poll shows 75 to 80% of people hate their job. They hate their job, but they're forced to do it. They have no other choice. Otherwise, why would they do it? They're only doing it to pay off their bills, right? Otherwise, they'll be evicted, kick their house, they'll lose their home, they'll lose their livelihood. So, in a world where you are forced to work a job you hate, to buy shit, to survive, that ideology is totalitarian. Like Noam Chomsky said, most people in this world punch in every single day into a private dictatorship. That's called having a job. When you have a job, when you work for a corporation, they own you. They have complete control of your livelihood, okay? They own your meat. They tell you what to do. They tell you what hours to go to work. They tell you what to wear. They tell you when you can go to the bathroom, when you can have a lunch break. They dictate to you. You have absolutely no choice in what you want to do with your life. We're talking about most people on this planet, okay? Now, that is more totalitarian. That idea, that reality is more fascistic and totalitarian than any fascistic government in history, okay? Look at the worst fascistic governments ever. Look at Nazi Germany. Look at the Soviet Union. Look at right now, the United States. Look at all the right-wing totalitarian regimes throughout history. None of them hold a candle, not even a candle, to the right-wing fascistic totalitarian ideology of free market capitalism, where you have to work for a living in order to survive. You have absolutely no choice. So, given that situation, given that precondition, how can we not get to the situation we're at right now, where we have a fascist in power? It is only natural. It only makes sense for us to get to the situation we're at now, where we have a bunch of people, a bunch of billionaire, robber baron oligarchs running the government. It only seems fitting. You should not be surprised that you have someone like Trump in the position of power, because this is what the ideology is. He represents the pinnacle of free market thinking. What is that ideology? It's a totalitarian mandate that food, water, like even maybe clean air, okay? Even every blade of grass should not be free. Everything should be privatized. Healthcare should be privatized. He just pulled us out of the Trump just pulled us out of the Cancer Research Institute, right? He said cancer research institutes and all the different research institutes, the money that's being publicly funded through government money, that should be completely taken apart and should all be privatized. So every aspect of our life should be privatized. What does that mean? When water is privatized, it means that you have no access to water unless you can pay for it. That's the free market. The free market is every single thing, every element of your life should be privatized and up for sale. So like human dignity, food, water, education, healthcare, these should all be privatized. So that mentality of privatizing every aspect of your life, that is, by definition, totalitarian and fascist. So the reality of Trump and a bunch of other like right-wing dictatorial leaders in Europe springing up all over the place, that's just simply the surface manifestation of what has been in place for hundreds of years, the totalitarian, fascistic, authoritarian ideology of free markets. Okay? I've made several videos on my channel about Israel and Palestine, so you can check that out. If you scroll down in my video section, there's a lot of videos that I've done about Palestine. But so I think I broke that down. I think I've done a pretty decent job breaking that down, that the free market is a fascistic, totalitarian ideology, okay? Otherwise, why do we have people starving in this country? The United States is the most wealthy country in the history of the world. The United States is by far, the most wealthy, materially and financially, the most wealthy country in the history of the planet, yet half the people in this country are one paycheck away from being evicted from their houses. Half the people in this country are poor. You know, the bottom 80% of the people in this country have 10% of the wealth. Did you know that? The bottom 80% of people in this country have 10% of the wealth. Think about that. And we're about to get to a situation where the bottom 90% are going to have 1% of the wealth. Mark my words, we're going to get there. Because people are too dumb. People in this country are too dumb to have an education to understand why we're here. Why are we here? You know? And you can't put the blame just on Trump. The blame is put on the entire system. The whole two-party system is broken, you know, the whole thing is bought and paid for by the corporations and shit. But that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to talk about prehistoric economics, there is a really good book called The Dawn of Everything. I think it's called The Dawn of Everything. And there's several books, okay, like David Graeber wrote a couple books on that the first 5,000 years. And how basically, like, societies of the past, they didn't rely on money. You know, they had agrarian societies that were oriented around sharing, egalitarianism. Thank God she left. She was fucking bozo. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Actually, she gave me a thumbs up. The lady gave me a thumbs up as she was heading out the train. So we were wrong about that. She actually really liked what I was talking about. You know. So. Guys, people do agree with me. It's not all bad. So, talking about societies of the past. So, like, back in the day, we're talking about thousands of years ago. Okay, thousands of years ago, we had, you know, egalitarian societies. Like, so some of the things that I researched in the past have been kind of like have to be updated because we didn't just go purely from hunter-gatherers to societies based on agriculture. Okay, like settlement societies. What's the word? Like the Neolithic Revolution, societies based on farming, it didn't just jump from hunter-gatherer to farming. There was an in-between era where we had mixed systems, or like societies had, you know, certain times when the season's good, they would go hunting and foraging. When the season's, you know, when it's tough to go hunting, they would actually be farming, you know, and then they'd store their seeds for the next season. They had systems like that, and they had no money, okay? But what happened was, certain societies, because of the unequal distribution of land, because there's landowners and laborers, those divisions of labor enabled certain people to accrue more money and power for themselves. Well, money as in like a commodity of resources or whatnot. And that allowed the formation of nation states. And then when there's an elite power control, when there's an elite section of society which have all the money and power, they ended up forming police and military and all those things, you know. And sadly, the societies that were not prepared for the changing times were overthrown and eradicated. Basically, they're eradicated by the trade-based societies. So I often say this. Now, that's happened. Like, trade is not a beneficial, mutually, you know, it's not an action that leads to both sides being happy. You know, trade is a class war process. You know, it's a process of class war. Trade always leads to differential abuse and exploitation. So that's what really happened back in the days. And but poverty was still a social creation. You know, poverty was not some natural condition of humanity, because before we had societies based on trade and farming and land ownership, nobody was poor. Like the hunter-gatherer tribes, they made sure nobody in their tribe was left behind, you know? Like everybody was accounted for. But as soon as we had trade in the equation, and as soon as we had trade, things changed, you know? Yo, it's funny because I'm talking like very passionately into the camera, and I didn't pay my ticket. The guy didn't ask me for it. So I'm just like, all right, I got a free pass. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, what else you guys want me to talk about? I'm about to get off in like 3 minutes. Then I gotta end the stream. But you got anything you guys want me to talk about? Let me know. I'm here for the next 3 or 4 minutes, and then I gotta bounce. But damn, I was just getting started, man. I was just getting passionate and started. But I just gotta end now. Shit. It takes a while for people to join the stream. But like I said, I think I'm totally being shadow banned by YouTube because I used to get 20,000 views per stream back in the day, like last year. But now it's like I'd be lucky to get 100. But I don't care about views. I care about education. I care about talking about things that matter. So it doesn't matter to me. This channel will grow either way. It will grow. All right, one second. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. One second, guys. Yeah, what good is Robert De Niro, the Persian De Niro, without some coffee, eh? What you doing over here, eh? What you doing? All right, guys. Anything else you want me to talk about before I get out of here? But it was kind of crazy. The lady, I thought she was turning around to give me like a middle finger, but she turned around and gave me a big thumbs up. So I was like, all right, awesome, thank you. Wait, what's bullshit? I don't understand this. 20,000 views, bullshit? I don't know what that is. Well, I mean, at least like my videos on Palestine did get my channel to grow from like, I don't know, 3,000 subscribers to 11,000. It's kind of crazy. I got like 8,000. I got 8,000 subscribers from literally a few YouTube shorts and a few videos about Palestine. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, guys, give me yeah. And Eugene, sorry I had to do the live stream. I couldn't talk to you, but we'll catch up soon. I gotta meet my uncle now. We gotta do a bunch of stuff, and then we gotta do the mission. You know what I'm talking about. We gotta do the mission later tonight. Hey, what's up, Michigan? What's up? Hey, Michigan, you have any questions? You want to talk about anything? I'm about to, sadly, I have to end the stream in a few minutes because I gotta head out to work with my uncle. But anything you want me to talk about, I'll touch upon it. Anything you want me to talk about, let me know. But yeah, guys, like, thanks for watching the stream right now. I'm getting much more busy on my channel. I kind of created a new template. So I'm coming out with a new template which allows me to post multiple times a week. Okay, cool, Michigan. But what do you think about capitalism? If you're on my channel, check out my videos. I made a lot of videos about capitalism and solutions to a world beyond capitalism. Hint, hint. A world beyond capitalism, you know? That's what we're all about here. Disclaimer, I'm not a communist, okay? It's so lame. I was telling the cab driver, capitalism is a horrible system, but the solution is not communism, okay? The solution is, it's called a resource-based economy. The model is called resource-based economy. Wait, who is this? Dolce Dolore, ki? Shirin, ki ana Shervine? Arjang Shirin داریم با مامان گوش میکنیم. قربونتون. به به از تهران. Interesting. Listen, Michigan, yo, person from Michigan. The solution is not communism. The solution is not socialism. The solution is called a natural law resource-based economy. I suggest you check that out, okay? It's called a resource-based economy. Basically, using modern technology and science to create a systems-based application to governing society. What does that mean? So the same way we have a system, the same way we design systems, like the human body is a system, right? A tree is a system, right? We live in a solar system, which means that the rule structure and the mechanisms, the foundational mechanisms of a system have to be proper in order for the people to be doing well within that system. If you want environmental sustainability, if you want social sustainability, you have to design the system from the ground up to meet human needs. And that does not have to be communism, okay? So modern technology has allowed us to use advanced AI and computer technology to design a system in which human needs and environmental sustainability can be calculated. They can be calculated, and then we can have an algorithm that makes sure that we use technology in a way where we don't overstep natural boundaries, but we respect natural boundaries, but ensuring that people have their needs met within those boundaries. Okay, if that makes any sense. It's a very complex topic, but I suggest you check out the concept called the resource-based economic model. Okay, it's called the resource-based economy. Yeah, definitely check that out, please. It's called the resource-based economy. It was invented by an engineer and designer, inventor. His name was Jacques Fresco. He came up with that model in the 1970s, and we're still advocating for that solution, you know? So again, the solution is not communism, the solution is not socialism, the solution is, it's called the resource-based economy, my friends. And I'm just walking out right here to see my uncle. Yeah. Anyways, I'm about to end the stream, guys. Anything else you want to talk about, let me know. I will let you go soon in 2 minutes. Hey, شروین شیرین اگه شما اینجا هستین یه لحظه وایسین من الان دارم میرم تو ماشین با دایم. بذار دایم سلام به شما بگه. It's very hard to me like to bounce between Farsi and English. Then my Farsi ends up being very crappy. If I have to like bounce between Farsi and English, it's like الان دارم میرم سر کار با دایم. پس الان لانگ آیلند هستم. این شروینه این کیه؟ دولاره کی هستی؟ دولاری کی هستی؟ دولچه دولاری کی هستی؟ شروینی؟ شروین آقا سنگ پلو میخوری؟ سنگ پلو سنگ پلو Oh shit. شیرین جون سلام شیرین جون وایس یه لحظه الان دنبال دایم هستم من دنبالم میرم من با قطار بردارم بیام لانگ آیلند بعدش دایم من با ماشینش ور میداره میریم سر کار نمیدونم کجاست. Alright guys, I'll be on the stream for another minute then I'm gonna log off. 1 second. Hey guys, how am I gonna debunk what? How am I gonna debunk what? What's true though? What's true? Tell me, what's true? Huh? Well, we'll talk again next time, guys. I gotta go now. بذار فقط دای خوشو نشون میدم through live stream. سلام دایی جون. خب این بخشید دایی عزیز من دایی عزیز من دایی جون سلام بگیم از شیرین داره تماشا میکنه تهران. کی شیرین ام سلام اینا
سلام عرض کردم سلام علیک
دایی جون عزیز من. این بهترین روز بهترین موقع هفتم اینه که وقتی داییمو میبینم. بله خب okay everybody I gotta go. قربون شما خداحافظ bye wherever you're at خداحافظ bye adios 안녕 가세요. See I can say in Korean too. Alright guys peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.